Good morning. Welcome to this Monday Minute. We're continuing our study through the book, The Life of the Believer, and we're in chapter 3. How do I live a life of victory? Now, we looked in chapter 1 how we are born again and what that means, how a new life is birthed within our spirit. Last chapter, we talked about the spiritual disciplines that we need to have in our lives so that we feed that new life so it grows strong. This chapter, we're going to talk about how we live a life of victory. There is a struggle going inside each one of us. When we give our life to Jesus Christ, the old nature, the flesh, does not like to give up control. And yet we have decided to give control to the new nature that's within us through the Spirit of God. And so there's a struggle between the old nature and the new nature. Paul the Apostle described it this way in Romans chapter 7. I want to read some of that to you. I do not understand what I do, he says. For what I want to do, I do not do, but what I hate to do. And if I do what I do not want to do, I agree that the law is good. As it is, it's no longer I myself who do it, but it is sin living in me. For I know that good in itself does not dwell in me, that is, in my sinful nature. For I have the desire to do what is good, but I cannot carry it out. For I do not do the good I want to do, but the evil I do not want to do, this I keep on doing. Now, if I do what I do not want to do, it is no longer I who do it, but it is sin living in me that does it. So I find this law at work. Although I want to do good, evil is right there with me. For in my inner being, I delight in God's law. But I see another law at work in me, warring against the law of my mind and making me a prisoner to the law of sin at work within me. What a wretched man I am. Who will rescue me from this body that is subject to death? Thanks be to God who delivers me through Jesus Christ our Lord. Now, if you listen to that, it's a tongue twister, but it kind of illustrates the struggle we're going through and that every believer goes through. I don't want to sin, yet I find myself sinning. Why do I do that? Because I have a sin nature. And I have this new nature in the inner man that's fighting against that sin nature. And how we win the victory is by feeding the new nature. But there's another element to it, and that is we have the victory through Jesus Christ, our Lord. And so we're going to begin this study in how we have the victory through Jesus Christ, our Lord. Don't get discouraged in the struggle, but know that it is common to every one of us. But there are keys that we need to have in our life so that we can have the victory through Christ. And we're going to talk about that over the next several weeks. You have a great day. God bless.